Okay, we should be live. Mic check, camera check. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Fran says I'm hyped. Crypto Crazy says made it. I know this was a really last minute thing. It wasn't planned. I literally had no plan other than just to share one thought, one idea. I don't want people making this mistake. I don't care if you see this and you never come back on the YouTube channel, you unsubscribe. I don't care. I don't care what. I hope this message lands because I'm seeing people make the same mistake. Every time the markets heat up, people make the same mistake and they lose a lot of money because of it. And I'm seeing it happen again slowly. Like I'm seeing the same pattern happen. So I'm going to share my screen for a sec. By the way, welcome, welcome. I see some people coming in now. Let me know if you can hear me and see me. I know this wasn't scheduled, so you probably got zero notifications nor um, any notification that we're going live. Usually I do these every second Wednesday, but today the markets are heating up and I'm seeing the same damn thing happen. I've been watching a lot of your content on YouTube. Thank you for being open and transparent. Cool. You're going to really enjoy today. This is going to be 10 minutes and then I'm going to get out of here. All right. How do I share my screen again? There we go. I want to share something. I can see in here. Awesome. Awesome. Cool. I'm seeing this same thing happen. What could we do? We could do this. Here I posted here. Okay. Excited for a call. Don't worry about that. We do Monday mindset calls, frequency, vibration check-ins on Mondays. But what I was saying in the UIG is take profits, lock them in, stick to your ladder out plan. If things keep pumping, you'll still make money. If things correct and dip, you can buy back lower with your profits. I'm going to ask a question here. Would you guys like to see my overall strategy? Because I'm happy to spend an extra few minutes and just show you how I think about things, how I take profit, where I move those profits so they keep generating yield, and then how I can have quick access to profits to buy back dips. Because look at the news. Bitcoin top 66K. Options show Bitcoin traders are betting on 70K. Bitcoin claims all-time high. It's just every 10 minutes there's a new article coming out. Friends of mine that know nothing about crypto are reaching out to me because they know me as the crypto guy, being like, hey, I'm buying some Bitcoin today. And I'm like, I'm seeing the same thing happen. True, wise words. So I also said, just try to be a voice of reason. The news is going crazy about Bitcoin, and I've seen this happen a million times. An exaggeration, I will admit, but I've seen this happen more than a dozen times. Short-term newbies, I'll say, buy Bitcoin right now, and the pros sell. Then the newbies freak out, they sell for a loss, and the pros buy back their losses, meaning the newbies' losses. I think Bitcoin is going to be a 100K plus asset, no question about it, which is why I don't trade. I don't care about any of that. You won't see me in charts often. I literally don't care. But I do have ladder out points going on the way up, and then I take those profits, I move them aside. I don't know what this month was. I took some profits, so this is inaccurate, $113,000 on this account. I'm sorry, $116,000 on this account. I have taken some profits, so that's not the whole picture. And I've got another 30, 40% of crypto in different accounts. And then I probably have 50% more in actual liquidity pools, in DeFi, in lending protocols. Not doing this to brag. F the money. Like literally, who gives a fuck? People will compare others and like I am just a human being just like everyone else, and there's always someone playing a bigger game with more capital. At some point this becomes a game and it's a fun game, but we got to take profit off the table. I'm not saying, I'm not telling you to. I'm saying, do you have a plan for taking profits and are you doing it? And then I will check on these comments to see if you guys want to see my overall strategy. Yep, got it. A lot of money's flipping into Bitcoin, 100%. Cool. I'll answer some of these questions. We'll hang out for a few minutes, but what I want to get to is this. I will take profit and I'll move it into different lending protocols. What could we, let's just go look at Aave, let's just say, just for fun here. I got some on Polygon, I got some on Arbitrum. I also will use, well, let's just go on Polygon here. What's happening? Give it a moment. VPN blockers. Anyway, who really cares? I'll fix this in a second. I got to turn my VPN off. What I'm getting at is I will move profit into lending protocols. I'm doing on average, here's just one example here. I'm doing on average, it's a very small amount, a grand a month lending $63,000 of stable coins out. It's all stable coins. It's split between Aave and Compound and Venus on the BNB chain. I get roughly probably average 20%. I take profit off the table. This could be as little or as much. Some people have $630,000. Some people have $630 lent. I don't care. The point is we get into a habit of taking profit off the table. So scrubbing some profit out of the portfolio. I'll probably take another $30,000. My first big rung is 70K for Bitcoin, but I'll take a big chunk of profit off the table. I'll be in different pools that generate profit. I'll move them into stablecoin and I prepare, where are we here, to potentially buy the dips, which freaking always happen, even in the middle of bull markets. It's not unrealistic to see 20, 30% pullback, sometimes more. We are not bigger than the manipulation that can occur in this market. I don't care how smart you are and how tight your charts are. And when we see a pullback, you have instant access to liquidity, to capital, to be able to redeploy and buy those dips. Rinse and repeat. Literally, it's a rinse and repeat game. And what I'm seeing is a lot of people are going to feel like they're missing out right now. And instead of dollar cost averaging into the markets, which we should have been doing since the last end of the bull run, instead of dollar cost averaging into the markets, we're going to see people put all their capital in. There's going to be a pullback. They're not thinking long term. They want to make quick dollars. And the markets are going to pull back. They're going to freak out because they lose a grand or lose 10% or lose 20%. They're going to say, oh my goodness. And the pros buy it back. Rinse and repeat. And I want us all to be pros in here. I see so short-term thinking. I'm seeing a couple SUI positions. I'm so hesitant to share things on YouTube because so many people lack the overall big strategy. Have you gone through the 7 steps? Are you long-term bullish on SUI? What do you think SUI is going to be in the future? I could care less if SUI drops another 30%. Are you hedged against that? How long have you been in the position? Are you riding on house money? I'm riding on house money on SUI. I've been in SUI for an extremely long time and on Turbo's Finance probably 6 months. And it's like the more, I'll share this concept. Maybe this concept will help more. I want infinite returns. I don't want 100% ROI. I don't want 300% ROI. I want $9,999,999 plus infinite returns. Lucas, that's scammy. That sounds like a scam. It's not. I want to pull my money out of an investment and now I'm infinite returns. So if I put in $5,000 into a pool that's doing 200% and I'm in it for, let's just say on average, 60 days, whatever that is, and I pull my capital out, that position now is infinite returns. And I can use my capital. I think, I'm going to sound ignorant, but I literally don't care because I'm seeing people fall into the same pattern. It is not about the position. It is not about the pool. It is not about the asset. It is about financial literacy. Financial literacy is, we're never taught it. I grew up in a freaking trailer park. Like, I just want to be clear on that. I went yesterday. I'm probably buying a 1954 Willys Jeep. It's got a Toyota turbo diesel in it. It's redneck as F, and I enjoy driving that more than my supercar. Like, those roots run deep for me. I was taught nothing about financial literacy, about how anything. A lot of people think, oh, I understand fractional reserve. I understand how the banks work, so I'm financially literate. It's not. It's not. It's understanding the flow of money and it's understanding the velocity of money. If you guys want to take a note, I highly recommend it. Study the velocity of money. How can you get your money working for you? I know someone's financial literacy if I can look at their savings and if I can look at their debt. If they have a lot of savings and they have very little debt, I know they're financially illiterate. I know that sounds insane. If they have very little in savings and they have debt, and that debt is bad debt, consumer debt, I know they're financially literate. If they hold very little in savings and they have debt, and that debt is making them a ton of money, I know that they're financially literate. I know that they're confident with their money making abilities. I see a lot of people, I fall into this trap too. Save, 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 save because I feel safe. It tells me that we have not yet crossed into next levels of financial literacy. I want my money to work for me. That's the velocity of money. How can I deploy capital, start making money, get back the money that I deployed as quickly as possible? There's a position here. This is the velocity of money. I'll show you the velocity of money. Again, I will only share this if we can all promise, I'm going to see these comments here in a sec, to not do what I'm about to show you. I know that sounds crazy, but just what I'm about to show you, do not do it. I swear to God, if I see someone talk about the platform I'm about to talk about in any future videos, I will somehow block you from the YouTube channel because I don't want us doing this. But I want this to be an example of the velocity of money. Please don't follow YouTubers, including me, and just copy them because it's lacking so much context. It's lacking so much context. Are you out of Turbo Sui? Nope, I'm in it. I'm stay in it for a long time. Um, it happens, bro. I have to adjust my Sui USDC. Yeah, I don't care if Sui went down to 60 cents. A, you can't just be in one position, and two, what is the long-term strategy? Jack's passive income. I didn't get confirmation that we would not copy what I'm about to show you, so I'm not going to show you. But I'm in a position where basically I put in $400. It's at 2,800 now. It's earning me $30 a day. I pull out that initial 400. Now it's infinite returns in that position. It's infinite returns. I am making money on $0. That's the velocity of money. And then can I take that 400 or 600 or 800 and have it work for me again? How can I speed that up? That's the velocity of money. How can I make that? How can I get my dollars working for me over and over and over? And this can go for traditional finance too. Hey, I'm looking at a deal. Hey, think about buying this business or this, whatever this is. An example. Let's say there's an undervalued asset. It's I don't know, uh, storage locker facility because that's what we've been looking at buying next. Storage locker facility. Let's just say, I want to make the numbers easier, and this is a bad example because the number will be big, but let's just say you find a wicked deal. It's a small town. It's like a 18 storage locker unit, something, something. Let's just say it's like, I don't know, 500 grand. I'm just going to throw a number out there. Or you have an investment and it's $100,000 and you can put 10% down. So you can take $10,000, you can put it down on a $100,000 asset or investment that you think is probably undervalued by 20%. And the asset's cash flow can pay off the debt, the interest on the debt, plus some of the principal. You're free and clear on it. You buy said asset for $100,000. You put $10,000 down, you take on $90,000 of debt. Let me know if you're following me along so far. We got a quiet bunch here. There's a concept, you could Google it, called the cone of learning, developed by someone in like the 40s or 50s. I think about it a lot. The cone of learning, reading and watching a video, you will retain 10% after 2 weeks. You retain 10% of what you were taught. If you participate, if you emotionally get involved in it, I think you take like 50 or 60%. And if you actually do, like you take the information and you apply it, and then you apply it, it's 80 to 90%. If you teach it, you can retain up to 100%. So you learn something, and then you just try to explain it to someone else, and through doing so, you lock it in and you can retain 100% of it. Being passive and just sitting around watching someone talk, you retain 10 to 20% of it tops. Which is why I always say mandatory participation is mandatory. We will waste our time if we just watch videos, but we don't do, or we actually don't get engaged in the conversation. I just want people to win. So at least we got a couple here. We got a couple here following along. Thank you for your participation. You will do well. So you put, let's just say 10K down. You take $90,000 of debt. You buy $100,000 asset. It's cash flowing, you paying off the debt. So you have put $10,000 in for said asset. Then let's just say that it's undervalued by 20%. You know that. You restructure it way, maybe you fix up some of the marketing, whatever. Now it's worth 130. You go refinance, you take your $10,000 out, you get paid back your 10K. That asset is now infinite returns. The velocity of money states that you can take that $10,000 and get it to work for you again. That's the velocity of money. That's how you become financially free in an extremely short period of time compared to most people. Work, 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 save, 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 hesitate, think everything is a scam, don't be open minded, don't invest, wait forever, and then buy the top and sell the bottom. Like that's most people's journey through trying to get financially free, and they're looking to get rich quick. I'm like, the only get rich quick is the velocity of money. How fast can you have your money working for you? How fast can you have your money working for you? So I'm in a position. I'm in four of these positions. Some of them were leveraged, which is why I don't want to share the platform because I don't want us degenning this stuff. But one was leveraged. I put in $460. It's now worth 22 or 28, one of the two. You pull out the 4,500, you now have infinite returns on that pool. And it does about 30 bucks a day. What if you did that 5, 6, 8, 10 times? Okay, now you're making a couple $100 a day. Then where are you taking that? You're taking that cash flow, you're moving it into a portfolio or assets that could greatly appreciate. And now when you do see big pumps, you take some of that capital, you bring it back to you, you take profit, then you can do whatever you want with that. I lend my stable coin out. So I think I have whatever that was, $63,000 of stable coin lent out right now. So those are profits that I take along the way. And then when the market dips, I can get back in or I can move those into more businesses, meaning more pools, more positions, more opportunities, printing me cash. We got cash flow and we got investments. Markets are going crazy right now. We're all happy about it. You are not smarter than the markets. I don't care how much TA you do. You're not. We're little peons. The market will do what the market does. And I find that two very smart people reading the same chart will have two different conclusions. But the reason that they're popular or the reason that they're successful is that they know how to cut their losses and they know how to extend their wins, basically. Their risk rewards are tight. And so they could be wrong and still profit. They just have to be right 50%. If they're right 50% of the time, they're good. And so you got to stop being on crypto Twitter, listening to people saying this is what the price of this is going to be. And it's like, okay, cool. I'll take profit on the way up and I'll buy back the dips. I like fundamental analysis a lot better than technical analysis. Although we use it, and we've got David and Maddie who are brilliant at TA. They TA all my positions, everything we do. There's hours of research done on a technical analysis point of view, but I like fundamental analysis. Are the fundamentals solid? So even if everyone talks about Sui, because that's unfortunately, I got to stop freaking doing this because people just copy it. But that's, one of the positions that has probably popped up on my screen. And I think people just copied it exactly, lacking a bigger strategy around it. But the point is, I'm extremely long-term on Sui. Extremely long-term. It also makes up a small percentage of my portfolio. The fundamentals I've done on it are strong. I'm confident with my TA. And I've got multiple businesses, multiple positions, multiple pools that pump cash every single day. And if one or two go offline, I'm okay with it. And I have a 48-hour rule, by the way. Everyone know the 48-hour rule? Lucas is being vicious on a Monday morning here. I'm freaking pumped. Everything I say is with love, of course. Some people take me as a little bit aggressive. That is your problem. It is with love. I just want to hold people to their highest standards. And I can only do that if my standards are set high. And I think a lot of people are, their standards is set low. And everyone around them just is okay with that. And I'm like, I'm not okay with that. I know what you can be capable of. Like, I freaking love it. Like, I know what you can be capable of. Even if you're not into crypto and DeFi, whatever else that it is that you're into. And it's like, why do people stay stuck in the same place for 3 years? Why? They say they want to change, but nothing changes. That's literally unacceptable. To me, it's unacceptable. I would not let anyone in my life stay stuck for 2 years in the same place. They would hear from me about it. Um, it's straight up unacceptable. Anyway, I won't get into any of that, but and I'm grateful that I have people around me who do the same to me. Lucas, you've been saying that for 6 months. Nothing's changed, bro. Shit, you're right. Okay, what's actually going on? I'm big on frequency and vibration. It's just like um, actions can lie, words can lie, frequency cannot. Frequency cannot, and it can be photographed. And your frequency, the state of at which you play. Remember, Shem and Chilbra and Matt Coleman and whomever else here has been active. I'll share the 48-hour rule in a sec here. And they see reality differently. If if we're at the pool there and we're staring at the mountain, every one of us will see reality a little bit differently. It's snowing right now. It's freaking beautiful. But maybe someone has a bad relationship to snow. Maybe they fell on a snowboard and like broke their arm and hate snow. And maybe Shem literally has one of the best childhood memories on a Christmas day in the snow. And if they're both outside looking at the snowy mountain, they're both going to have a very different view of life at that moment. Same event, different view. Interesting. Okay. We all, I think, are in agreement with that. Shem may be excited by it, and Chilbra may be like, damn, and lower his frequency because of it. And frequency is just a collective accumulation of the thoughts that we choose to focus on. That eventually creates a frequency. The aura, we hear that, or that person's vibe. That person's vibe, I just don't know. And the more in tune you are, the more you can pick up on people's vibe, frequencies, vibrations. And so, and money is also frequency. And many people want money and it's vibrating here, but their frequency is here. Fear, scarcity, lack. And they wonder why they can never get here. And so when I'm trying to do something, but I'm not getting the result, I need to step back and I have people who help me with this. I just dropped $40,000 for another coaching program. That is not, it's the only way I'll grow. I need people at a high level bringing me to that next higher level and are able to support me through it. So I'm heavy in investing in myself. A lot of people think that's insane, but again, that's their reality. And every time I sign a check like that to work on myself, I'm also telling my subconscious, I'm worth it. I believe in myself. I believe I can. I'd like to get a 4 or 5x on that investment from all the things I'm going to learn and the person I'm going to become. And it's another check that I write to myself. I believe in myself. I'm worth it. You're on the right track when you tell someone, "Oh, I just invested $40,000 in a coaching program," and they're just like, "You're insane." I'm like, "Oh, I know I'm on the right track. I need it. I know I'm on the right track." Anywho, that's a topic for a different discussion. So a lot of us we get excited by something. We're vibrating here. And then we take the first little step and we're excited. And then eventually doubt, fear. And all of a sudden we're back to where we were. The thing we want is here and we ain't ever going to attain it. I do 2 times a day. I check in on my frequency, basically a very short meditation where I do an internal sort of sampling or an internal state check. And I'm like, where am I in my frequency right now? And if I'm low, which I do get, okay, stop everything I'm doing and raise my frequency because that's step 1. Step 2, that's the rest of it. What up? So, what was I talking about? I don't even know what I was talking about. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. But anywho, that's that. The 48-hour rule, I can share it really quick here if you like, and then I'll get out of here. Today wasn't planned, but I want to remind people that statistically 90% of people who lose this game or who play this game lose. Why? Because they let their emotions get the best of them. They make very short-term decisions and they get excited at the peak when that's when they should be getting fearful. Warren Buffett, blood on the streets. Bye, bye, bye. And so, right, viewing the same situation differently. Thanks, Shem. It's like, I remember, so maybe this will be practical. When I was trying to reprogram my relationship with money, which was really poor for a long time because my upbringing, I had a coach back in the day. I've always had coach or coaches. I'm actually in three different programs, but anywho, at any given time, um, I think right now I'm spending 12 grand a month on um, people supporting me in terms of like coaching programs and investing in myself. So I'm always doing that, and that scales with my income. Percentage of my income always goes to, um, you know, growing. When I was starting to change my relationship with money, which was a long ass journey for me, I had a really simple exercise I was given by a mentor of mine, and it was every time you pay for something, say thank you. Internally, externally, literally just give out the frequency and vibration of gratitude. So I'd swipe my Visa for a meal for $18, and I'd be like, "Thank you." Like, you know how they're like, "Oh, thank you, because you paid the business." I'm just like, "No, no, no, thank you. Like, thank you for this opportunity. I'm grateful and thankful that I have money circulating in my life. I'm grateful and thankful that I can even purchase this meal, etc., etc., etc." And at first, it felt fake because I was like, every time I get a bill, you should see what bills used to do to me. I'd be up here, I'd get a bill, and I was like, "Oh my god." Now I'm just like, "Thank you." I've got I don't wanna share too much about this. I will share the aftermath of it. I probably shouldn't, but I do have I've got some expenses in life right now. Um, it'll be a great story when it's all over. I'll wait till it's over. Um, and I felt for maybe last week or so, a really big expense came out to pay for some experts and professionals to help us navigate this one situation. And at first I was like, "Oh my god, I'm fucking paying these people a lot. What the hell?" I was like, "Hold up, Lucas. Increase your frequency. Da, 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 da. Thankful, grateful, money circulates. I'm happy that I'm paying for these people's livelihoods. I'm happy that I can afford the extra whatever, whatever." And it's like, how do I bring that frequency? A lot of people are down here when it comes to money. I get it. My parents were refugees. We were immigrants. We were refugees and we were immigrants. I grew up in a trailer park, and my whole upbringing was scarcity. I started my journey 40K in debt. Imagine if I didn't start, or if we didn't start. Imagine if we did anything that we never did before. We were like, "Well, I've never done it before, so I guess I can't." Well, so you would have never walked because you were a baby at some point and you decided to take your first step. You've never done it before. You never drove a car before. You never typed on a computer before, yet you did it because you believed you could. And it's like, thank you so much. Appreciate the love. Imagine we believe that. And then a lot of people, they start growing up, hey, be practical, hey, be safe. And then it's like, oh, I'm going to build an empire. I'm going to build a DeFi business. I'm going to make, I remember when I first said I was working a job, I'm like, I want to make $100 a day. I had days where it was like 34, 35. I think my biggest day ever was $42,000 in a single day. Now that's like when I started getting into business. The old me wanted to make that in a year. But at some point, I got around someone. I knew a good dude. He was 22 years old. He was doing $1 million a month. I got to hang out with him for the day. We played pinball together. We went for dinner. I got to see his operations. And I was like, oh, okay, it's now possible, Lucas. But if you grow up like I did, and most of us, like you just, people, if you told, what would happen? Let me know in the comments. If you went up to your family or your friends and said, I'm going to make $10,000 per day. By the end of the year, I'm going to make 10 grand a day. What would they say to you? The old me and the old circles and the life I used to live, people would have been like, they couldn't comprehend that, first of all. They tell me you're crazy and they say get real and they say whatever. Now, yeah, hey, you're greedy. Hey, why would you need so much? Hey, whatever, whatever. Now, I don't know if anyone I guess a few people, but most people would be like, "That's cool," or like, "Hey, how could you double that?" Or yeah, or like, "What if you did that per hour?" Interesting. Um, Interesting. Anyway, enough about that. And just so we know, it's not about the money, by the way. It's about the time and the freedom that it buys you. And two, it's about what you can do with it, the good you can do with it. Most people would be like, dude, that's so greedy. And I'm like, well, what do you do for society? You work 50 hours a week and you barely make enough to take care of yourself, let alone support the world. Who's the actual greedy one? I don't know. Greed is a very low frequency on the scale of emotions, the scale of frequency, the map of human consciousness. Greed, scarcity, super low. It's hard to create anything. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here. I will post this 48-hour rule here. Let me share my screen one more time. There we go. So the 48-hour rule is that we have actually a few rules. Um, where do we post it? We posted it in here. By the way, if you are in the UIG, please, please, please check out the 3.0 updates. We have a report that comes out every single week. This last report was freaking fire. I'll share some of it right now, but we look every week, we look at the top three long term stable pools of the week. We also do TA on it and just kind of talk about, you know, potential ranges and what we think and why we think the pool has so much potential. We talk about the three top pools, and then we talk about the three highest paying pools. We also share our own personal positions, what we're in, what we're doing, what's performing. So me, Colin, David, etc. And then in the DeFi investor group now, we have a new weekly top opportunity of the week. David does a wicked job on this. That's also deep TA, technical, fundamental analysis, different ranges. We are looking for really correlated pairs right now so we can ride the appreciation of both assets while earning a yield. The team is amazing at helping you through that. And then Colin does a lot of research, fundamental research on different assets, different tokens, and you obviously get access to all of that. So 20, 30 hours of research every week, condensed down into a 20-minute read, 15-minute read. Really worth checking out. A lot of people in our community are just there for that. Saves them 20, 30 hours. So that is team, a team we do that as a team. And then also we have portfolio reviews. You can literally see all of our members, their different portfolios from people earning their first 10 bucks a day to three, $400 to bull run portfolios and where they want to exit. This has become one of our highest value groups where you can literally see hundreds of positions, ranges, and historical performance of that said range and pool. Wicked, wicked to come in here. So if you are part of the community, make sure you get in here. If you're not and you do decide to join us at some point, do so. If you think paying for help support community is a scam, totally cool. You got YouTube, it's free. It's just the information is usually dated, and there's no way you can get the level of. I don't care. The information I think should be free. It's the implementation of the information, and our team spends a lot of time on it. So, anywho, here in the DeFi Earner Portfolio Challenge, we've got entering, exiting liquidity pool criteria. I've done a few videos on this, so please check it out. Before you enter a pool, we also do have a spreadsheet, kind of a worksheet that you can go through before entering a pool. You want to make sure that you have all the boxes checked because you're going to make money on the entry. And a lot of people are just copying someone else's entry point, not knowing it's a week old and not knowing their overall strategy around the asset. The 48-hour rule is just a 48-hour rebalance rule. This 95% of the time, this has worked really well for me. I get out of range, I sit on my hands for 48 hours before I make any decision. As long as the fundamentals remain true, and of course, um, as long as sometimes the trend, the wind changes, and it's a very obvious change. That can be so I got out of my art positions. Why? Because the winds literally changed. New news came out and some new information came out where I changed my whole analysis on it and I did not follow my 48-hour rule. I exited, and so far that's played out pretty well. These are decisions we're going to have to make. I just don't like to make rash, quick decisions which is why we have a 48-hour rule. Again, of course, if something fundamentally changes with said asset, we'll make a different decision and we don't think about the 48-hour rule. Or if it's a really obvious change in the winds, in the momentum, then we sometimes make much quicker decisions instead of just waiting to lose more. Does that make sense? They will say in dreams, keep dreaming. I'm not sure what this means, but I'm huge on dreams. What is that saying? Oh man, this used to make my body tingle. It's like the oh man, the dreamers of the night. I'm gonna end on this. Who was it? Yes, right here. Oh my goodness, I found it. We're gonna read this. We're gonna read this. We're gonna end on a high frequency note. Deal? Present. Okay. Can you see me? I hope you can see this. Uh, all right. All men, all women, all humans dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses. Hey, don't do that. All right. All men, all women, all humans dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their mind wake up in the day to find it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, they're dangerous women, they're dangerous humans, for they may act their dreams with open eyes to make it possible. This used to send shivers down my spine because I used to dream a lot, but it was night dreaming, it was journal dreaming. It was like, boom. And there is a time and place for that to start raising our frequency to match that which what we want, what we desire. But then the day would happen. The day would start, and I'd start making excuses. I'd start, well, this, well, the economy, well, the government, well, my family, well, my financial situation, and burp. I was a dreamer of the night. And at some point, and this actually happened at a fight, a live fight. It's so funny. I remember this. I was sitting there. I was probably 26. Was still into sporting events because I needed an escape. I was cheering for other people more than I was cheering for myself. And I'm sitting there, and there was these two dudes going at it in some arena. It wasn't UFC, but it was like a version of that here in Vancouver. This is a long time ago. And I'm watching them go at it, and there was a moment where I just had respect. I wasn't cheering for any one of them. I don't care. Someone's going to lose, someone's going to win, but I was cheering for the people in the arena. I was like, damn, they're in there and I'm here. I'm a spectator. And then my awareness became aware of all these dudes drinking beer, screaming at one of them, saying, you suck, or like, hey, like left hook, hey, right hook, hey, cover up, you're an idiot, F off, whatever. And I was like, I kind of just looked at myself, like I was able to zoom out in a moment of awareness. And I'm like, I'm sitting here drinking a beer, being passive to my life, being a dreamer of the night, watching two dudes going at it, going for it, hanging around with other dudes who are all, they freaking probably can't throw a punch, yet they're, it's easy to be a spectator. And I remember just making a decision of like, I'm getting in the arena. I don't give a shit what people think of me. I don't care who wants to say what on in my life. I'm going for it. I'm going to get in the arena. And the more success that I built while being in the arena, the more spectators seem to always have something to say. And I know I'm on the right track when I get blasted on social media for something by spectators. Because I've never met someone who's in the arena, even if I didn't like them or we didn't like each other, which I've had those circumstances, we respect each other because we're in the arena. And I hope everyone in here is in the arena too. And you can dislike someone, yet still have respect for them. You may not agree with their life or how they communicate or how they show up or their life, whatever. Or you just don't like them. That's fine. You don't have to like everyone. But they're in the arena and I can like shake their hand and say like, F yeah. Just like two people in a cage match. They can be enemies during the fight and then shake hands and walk their separate paths. There's going to be a winner. There's going to be a loser. I'm like, I want to be in the arena and actually make my dreams manifest. And not many people will actually do that. They will sit on the sidelines of crypto and DeFi or of their business or of their dreams and literally not do jack diddly squat with it because they're going to lower their frequency vibration to a place of fear and scarcity. And their dreams are operating in courage, in willingness. in acceptance, very high frequency states. Everything we want is like up here, and we're like down here. And we somehow expect to manifest that. It is not going to happen. We must raise our frequency to the level of our dreams and our desires. And money operates at a fairly high frequency to even think about making it happen. And a lot of people are just going to use their past stories to literally define their future for the rest of their lives and wonder why nothing is happening. And I'm like, not on my freaking watch. Not on this YouTube channel, not in the UIG. I don't even care if I'm out for dinner, which a couple days ago I went out for dinner, and I may never see any of these people again. But if I can just help or guide or um, leave people a little bit better than before they came into contact with me. What I mean by that is leave at a higher frequency, think a little more as possible with them, see something. That's the definition of faith, by the way. Like, we may not be able to see it, but we can feel it with our hearts and we can see it with our minds. And we just have faith that I could do this. May not see it right now, but I know it's there. Bear market. I will be the first. We were building CryptoLabs. We were building it before the bear market, during the bull market. But when the bear market happened, I had to make a decision. We doubled down on the resources we were spending, on the investments we were making through the worst of the bear market. And I've seen a lot of people come and go during the bear market. But I had faith in the space. I knew where it would go. And maybe I couldn't see it, but I could feel it. And I saw it in my mind's eye. I see a lot of people go during the bear market. And I'm like, what? And now they're coming back during the bull market. I'm just like, the cycle is going to repeat itself. That's faith. And it is a muscle. Because when you fail as much as I have, and I continue to, you realize you're still alive. You walk through the fire and you're still alive. It didn't kill you. You're still here. And eventually your relationship with failure gets a little bit more, well, it might not work, but I'll try it anyway. Because I know I'll be okay. I'll always be okay. It's like a freaking bird flapping its wings. Like, they don't wake up in anxiety. Where am I going to eat? What am I going to do? Humans live in a bit more of a complex society than a bird, but the same is true. I'll be okay. I got faith. And what's funny is the more you lean into that, the more external success you see, and everyone sees that. Someone asked me, how am I looking my R8? It's cool. Kind of over it. I'm looking at a 1940s Willys Jeep because I like my old school shit. But they see the external, or they see the portfolios, or they see the, someone literally hit me up on this. It must be nice. They saw my portfolio. But I was building that during the bear market. Like, they don't see the behind the scenes of how that happened. It wasn't like, oh, I just had $550,000 and I just bought Bitcoin with it. It was like buying it during the bear market, and now the seeds were sown, and now you see the plant. And people are like, oh, it must be nice to have the plant. It's like, what were you doing a year and a half ago when Bitcoin was hitting 16K? Oh, well, I was kind of like, people miss that. We live in that society where social media shows the end result, but they don't show the process. And I hope these lives and the videos we do almost every single day show a bit of that process. I really hope they do. Thank you for being here. I do have an Instagram, not actively trying to grow it. I don't post a ton, but if you want to connect on a bit of a deeper level, and maybe I'll just post it in the chat there, and maybe connect in some way. A few of y'all off YouTube have sent me a few DMs, and it means the world. It literally gives me the fuel to keep going. More mindset stuff on there. I don't post often, like maybe once a week. I'm not really an Instagrammer, but I'm having fun with it. And subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. Share it. Like, share this if you think this message could actually help someone. I get a lot more DMs of like, how do I get my wife or my husband on the same page as me? That's something that's be beyond husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend. It's like, how do I get people around me on the same page as me? I'm like, it's leadership. A lot of people, they have told their partner or told people they're going to do something so many times they never followed through on it. You haven't earned it. If If I told Shem, "Hey, I'm gonna do this," and he's like, "Hey, awesome," and then 2 weeks later, I'm like, "Ah, I kinda gave up on it." And then I did that 6 more times. By the 7th time, I'm like, "Shem, I'm investing. I'm gonna do this thing." He'd be like, "Yeah, okay." And so, make my fun. So that's exactly okay. Don't talk about it. Just do it. And then once you have a result, show it. And then they'll still doubt you. It's okay. And 4 weeks later, show your result, and then show the portfolio, and then go on a trip that's paid for by DeFi income, and say, "Hey, DeFi paid for this." They'll be on your side very quick. When I start something, I typically don't talk about it. I'm working on something behind the scenes, and it's been so hard not to say it, but I'll wait until it's done and there's momentum built, and then I'll slowly bring it to people and say, "Hey, look, this is what I've been working on the last 6 months, and this is the result." Instead of, "Hey, I have this idea. Could you invest?" Oh, dude, your track record's pretty shitty. So no, come back in 12 weeks and show me. There's been a lot of times where someone was like, "Oh man, I get approached more and more of like, hey, could you help me with this? Do this? Yes, sweet. Okay, cool. I would. I'd be happy to give you some of my time. But could you do this and come back in 4 weeks?" I never hear back from them. They already gave up in 4 weeks. That's most people. Like, don't let that be you because these opportunities will keep passing you by until the day you die. And like Tony Robbins, I think it's Tony Robbins says, it's just like imagine and like you're at the end of your life and you look back at everything you know you should have done and you didn't do it. Wah, 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 wah. Nobody. My Sui wallet got drained because NFT was sent to my wallet. Oh no, that's like rule number one. I would use a different wallet. Please, this is actually a good thing for everyone. Please, 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 everyone, go through the fundamentals. I think in the UIG, the second lesson is literally revoking permissions and creating security. You're gonna have a lot of weird coins and tokens and NFTs sent to you, and they're there so you can click on, touch it, interact with the contract. Some is just marketing ploys to go on their website and see it, but either way, uh, do not touch or click on any of it. By the way, um, your cold storage wallets can also get compromised if you don't have tight security. A lot of people, oh well, I'm using a ledger and I'm interacting with different smart contracts. I must be okay. Like that cannot be further from the truth. It provides another layer of security, but you are the bank, and so we have to treat our security at the highest of level. I would invest heavily in learning that before deploying large amounts of capital. All right, 34 minutes in. I do have another live. This is more of a community live in the UIG. So if you are in the UIG, come join us. If you're not in the UIG, maybe you want to join us. If not, then hang out on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. I will be around. We're here almost every single day. I did just release another video too on YouTube. I'll share it. That was a few hours ago. Could be worth checking out. Let me just find it for you. I'll post it in the comments below. What is happening? Why can't I get to my YouTube channel? Videos. There we go. This is how to grow your portfolio, even if you're starting with very little. Because this has been coming up a lot. So I'll drop the link for the YouTube video here. Sham bam wham. Bada bing bada boom. You can check that out. You can save it, watch it for later. And then we have a how to yield farm step by step over here. This might actually be beneficial to you. I will drop the link. Wham bam shamby dammy. And if you do want to see what we're doing inside CryptoLabs, the underdog investor group, I can't keep up with the wins. So it's a freaking ton of them, like a lot. Lucas, you're making that up. I'm not. There's something posted in here every single day, and we don't catch them all. True's doing 230 a day. That's pretty cool. Someone posted something. Martin started a week ago, added 1.5 to $3,000 a month to my income. Couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you, Lucas, Colin, David. There's a ton of people in here. Maddie is on the team. That's pretty cool. I think someone else posted something too today. That was 2 days ago. But someone today, I think, posted. I think they're doing $6,000 a month or something. I don't know where it is now, though. Anyway, doesn't matter. First week, $10, $7, $13. Some people are starting super slow. Just never compare yourself to anyone else. But man, I wish I could find that one because I got freaking excited when I saw it. But it doesn't really matter. Who cares? Yeah, who cares? Anyway, okay, that's that. I'll stop boring you all with the UIG. I love what we do, but I'm biased to it. I think our product is the best product that exists in the crypto DeFi space. A lot of people, you know, they just build an audience and they say, "How can I make money?" So they launch a community, and it fails very quickly because it is a full-time gig. We employ a lot of people to make the UIG happen what it is. We just hired someone else today. You'll be hearing more from them. They're going to be inside the community a lot. They're freaking brilliant. We got two VAs who work all the admin stuff behind the scenes to ensure that everybody is taken care of on the back end. We got myself. We got Shanna, who basically runs the company. I'm just the face of it. We got David, his TA, and his level of knowledge when it comes to this stuff is ridiculous. I learn something from him every day. Colin, probably the world's best educator. I learn something from him every day. Maddie, learn something from him every day. He's from Amsterdam. Wickedly brilliant dude. We got someone new starting today. We got Ray June. Then we got someone else starting today on the admin side. And we basically every morning and every night do kind of a team check-in. And it's just like, how can we make the UIG better? And how can we give better results and a better experience to our members? This is not something we just put together because we could make a quick buck. The first year, I made no money running it because all the money was reinvested back into the business. This is our passion. This is what we're doing. This is what we do, and this is what wakes me up every day. So it's not just something we put together. The level of support you get, I want people feeling like they're spending like 100 times more every month. Like, how do we give that level of support while still keeping it leveraged and ensuring that the business model works? Because people got to get paid. That is the UIG. So we'll be here for the years to come. We've been here during the whole bear market. We doubled down buildings during the bear market, and we'll be here during the bull, and we'll be here during the bear. We got some really cool stuff lined up for when this cycle is over. And I'm meeting a lawyer on Friday to set up the entity for it. But we are going to be investing a lot of our profits into different types of assets. They're all cash flowing, producing assets, real world assets. And then we can give our members access to the same deals for when they're taking profit and they want to create stable forms of income to prepare for the bear market and the next cycle. They can. And they can invest in assets that are uncorrelated to crypto and DeFi. So that's the next phase we're working on. That's basically our project for this entire year. We're hoping by June, July, August to be in our first one or two investments and start creating those opportunities for people. So we're already thinking next cycle, next bear market, uncorrelated assets, and making it as easy as possible for people to move their profits into things that will keep making them money. Because I've experienced this where at one point, an old business of mine, I had 400 grand of savings sitting in a bank account. And I was like, first time I seen that size of money, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I blew it all. I lost it all. Very good learning lesson, but I made a lot of bad mistakes because I wasn't prepared. And I think a lot that's going to happen to a lot of people is they're going to take massive profits, their portfolios will blow up, and they're going to say, well, what do I do with it now? And we don't want them making the same mistakes I made and a lot of people made. So we are moving aggressively into ensuring that people are supported. We don't want people losing their profits, and I know that's going to happen. So anyway, that's kind of what we're working on for the next year. And yeah, we'll be here for a long time. I think investing is the final frontier for a lot of people. And it's like, we'll stay in that space for probably the rest of my life, because that's when I started investing. That's what actually gave me the time freedom. You can keep making more money working or even growing your business. And until you become an investor, it is going to be difficult to, it's going to be difficult to break out of the time for money trap. We good? We good for the week? We ready? We prepared? We vibing high? Do you feel you're vibrating at a little higher frequency than you did when you first started this live? That's like always the biggest, that's the link to the UIG if anyone's interested. That is always like, can I just transfer my energy into other people and lift them up just a little bit? I don't care if they never pay me. That's not the point. And if I could do that on a consistent basis every single day for the next 40 years, the yield and the dividends from that will be spiritually fulfilling first, but also emotionally, mentally, physically, um, financially. You'll always be served. You'll always be taken care of if you make your life about service. Always. It's like the golden freaking rule. A lot of people, it's me, 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 me all the time. How do I make money? How do I get money? How do I take care of myself? What's interesting is when you make it about others, um, every need you have is filled. Maybe a hard concept to see depending our view of the world. But if you've experienced that, or maybe one day you'll experience it, it's pretty freaking sweet. All right, Brian, I'm back on board. We had a lot of people rejoin us this last month. I'd say probably 30 or 40 people rejoined the UIG, and it got me so freaking excited to know that we we built enough of a relationship or trust for people to come back. That to me is always like the highest sign. So Brian, welcome back. I do have a call in 20 minutes. I'll see you inside the UIG. You can RSVP for it. The UIG has changed a lot as we have done the 3.0 updates. But up here in the bulletin board now, you got your live calls. We run a live call every single day. But as you can see, we've got, oh, I'm zoomed in. We've got a live call here at 11 a.m. This is the Money Mindset Markets. We're going to be chatting and jamming. We have crypto support calls on Tuesday. We got DeFi portfolio review calls on Wednesday. These are so freaking good. You will see people's positions and we analyze them real time. We have TA calls on Thursday. Bring your assets you want technical analysis on. David will chop it up with you. And Friday is our investor calls and our reports. You can check out all the live call replays. You'll never miss one here in the live call replay section. You can add the calls to your Google Calendar too, by the way. And here in the main community, well, we have a Your First Dollar in DeFi now too. So for people who are newer to crypto and DeFi, check out this challenge. We're going to get you into your first few positions. But in the Underdog Investor group, we've got our weekly reports as well. And these are extremely high value. I would pay hundreds of dollars just for each report because it would save me 20, 30 hours of research. Luckily, the team is the CryptoLabs team. So, I mean, I guess in a way I do pay for this. But at the end of the day, we cover usually 6 assets every week with deep fundamental and technical analysis on each, trying to really figure out where's the trend going for said asset and what's the long-term potential of said asset. So a lot of people jump in here and they use it to get into 1 or 2 new positions a week. And then in the DeFi Investor Group, we have our position of the week that comes out every Wednesday. And a lot of people jump in here on Wednesdays and just get in with practice money. So, $10 for each position. They watch the results for 3-4 days. They see the true returns, and then they scale that position up, eventually adding it to their portfolio. If you can increase your monthly income a little bit every single week, then you're on the right track. So if you're rejoining us, this looks completely different than what it used to. We've hired consultants and hired help to help us reinvent all of this. You're really going to enjoy your time in there. It's pretty sweet. I'm really proud of it, but I'm also biased. So don't listen to me. Sweet. All right. Appreciate y'all's. I'm going to get out of here. I will see y'all's either on YouTube or inside the UIG.